Look at this freaking craziness. I watched as long as I could. It's 8:30. It's not, well, now it's 8:52. I wanted so bad to take it out of this flag here for a reversal to the top at open, and they started running up, and they pulled back, and they run. I turned my head for a minute, I look, and they're up here. I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait for them to pull back here 50%, and I'm going to get in. Even though it's pre-market, I'm going to get in a couple contracts. As soon as it hit here, I knew, I could tell by the volume and the level 2 that it wasn't going to stop. And sure enough, it just popped right through it. Look at that. Started to pull back just a hair and just blasted right through it. So I'm like, screw it. You gotta know on what days to chase and what days not to chase. Otherwise, you're gonna miss out on these massive moves. So it may pull all the way back at startup. If it does, I'll just add. I could even just stop out even and add back here. I'm not going to stop out even because what will happen is it'll bounce right here at my number and shoot off again. But, you know, I'll probably just add because I only got one contract on each. But what I'm saying is, look at this. I don't even know what, you can't see where I'm in on here. I'm in way the hell up here around right here. Just one contract on each. But it's just, they may just run, somebody knows something. It's got the Fed announcement today. I thought it was just going to be chopped until 2 o'clock. I mean, it could be a liquidity run where they're going to dump all the way back up, but I don't see it. Not on a sustained move like that. Somebody knows something. They're going to rip halfway to the top at least. God, I had a massive day planned and now it's all ruined. Well, it ain't run yet, but it's looking that way. Now I'm going to have to, in other words, I had a nice easy day plan where I'm just going to long a couple contracts here on MNQ and MES and let them run all the way up and, you know, clear $1,000 and be done with it. Well, now I'm going to be into my same freaking thing, chasing it, having to wait for pullback, scalping it to make sure I don't get snapped back on. It's just turned into a very hard day. And the thing is, if you don't do anything on these, like last Wednesday, I was watching some dude, he waits on it 15-minute to come up, pull back, retest, and then it closed above that. He missed the whole move. He missed like a 800-point move on MNQ and a 300 or 400-point move on ES. You can't tell the market, well, it's got to bounce off this, come back and test here. No, it don't have to do anything, as you could see. It could just keep rocketing from here, blow out the top, and just keep right on running. Somebody knows something. I mean, it would not be unusual at all for it to go through all this. Like I was expecting it, cut, open, run up here, chop the rest of the day, maybe break through. But it would not be unusual for it just to come up to the top. Everybody's going to sell here, and it's just going to pop right through and run and make another high. Look at this big red bar. It had 500 and then 200 and 200 in front of it. Went right through it like nothing. That's what I'm saying. You can't, this book map, you can't say, oh man, there's a huge red bar there. I better take some profit or whatever. It doesn't work that way. You got to wait and see, just like everything else. You got to wait and see. The bubble grows. I mean, I don't know what the bubble growing is supposed to be telling you, but it's just telling you that the orders are getting filled. Well, no shit. It's moving through there. So anyway, you can't, and look at this, it's actually accelerating. Here's another reason I'm saying that this is, if you know how to read price action and use a couple simple moving averages, you don't need bookmap. I'm using it for the DOM right here, but I've been watching it to see if it does any good, if it actually has any insight. Look, all right, so you see a red bar here, which means there's a lot of orders. You don't know if they're buy or sell. From what I understand, I don't know if they're buy or sell. So it's at 46. Well, what do you see over here? 46, right? Everybody places their order right at the top of the 9. It's a 9 EMA. That's an EMA. And it's on the 2-minute. The 1 or 2 minute will work. 1 minute's too high. I run it on the 2 minute. Look at that. The 2 minute line's right up where everybody's at. It almost always, look, right here, touched it, touched it, touched it. The 9 EMA on the 2 minute is the key, and then I run the 20 SMA. which it'll come back and touch sometimes. Not that it's too steep today, and it's not going to do it today, but I'm just saying you don't really need this. It's just a crutch. If you want to throw it over on the side and pay $40 a month, this is Thinkorswim. Saves you like $100 a month on the cost. Look, the same with these. So you got a bunch of orders up here. Okay, I'm assuming they're sell orders. I don't know. I mean, you can't really go by this. I guess maybe you can. Maybe that's how it works. I don't know. I just started using this. Obviously, these are sell orders. These are buy orders. But I don't know if that's how this corresponds. But anyway, you got a bunch of orders at 58 and 60. Well, what do we got here? 58. And we're not way, I don't know, I'd have to go back farther at 60, but there's some kind of major level at 60. That's why I have this here, probably on the 2, 4 hour or the daily. So, I mean, if you just read in price levels, this does the same thing. The reason I say I don't know what they are is because people will say, well, these are sell orders and then these are buy orders. I don't know. Maybe that's right. But if it's right, we just had, well, I don't know if I can show you now. I think it was right here. Look. So it came up into this huge red bar, which should have been sell orders, and all it did was grow a big green bubble and shoot up. So were they sell orders? Did it break through? Well, if it broke through, where were the buy orders? Is it only listing sell orders? It should have been listing buy orders. It was coming up. In other words, so this would have been red at the time. It was coming up to it. So I wouldn't believe people that say, well, these are sell orders. It's gonna drop. And that's not right. You don't know what they are. That's the whole point. You don't know how big these bubbles are going to get. You're not seeing anything ahead of time. You're seeing 10% of the order. Like if this is a 1,200 order right here, you're only seeing 133. If it's 1,300. Now, when you hit it, it'll start filling. That's when it refills on the DOM. You'll see it set there and refill. That's what the bubble does. It just grows, showing you that this is refilling. I'll tell you what, man, this MNQ or NQ, this thing will give you PTSD. I mean, if you like to trade penny stocks where they fly up and down and you just basically just gambling, then you should trade the MNQ on the 1 minute. I don't know why Warrior Trading doesn't just trade this. He wouldn't have to look for penny stocks and get, crapped out every day. You could just trade it. It's the same thing. He could buy a bazillion shares because you got huge leverage, and it's guaranteed to fly up and down, especially in the morning. You're looking at 100 points minimum, like one candle. I don't know why he just doesn't trade this. By the way, if you haven't heard, they just came out with the Nano NNQ. So if you don't like trading this, you're trying to get used to the volatility of it, you can trade NNQ. I don't know if it's, let me see.